Hello, my lovely friends. My name is Ava, and here are some romances with scarred characters. This is my fourth recommendation video with characters who are scarred, so I will leave the other previous three that I've done down below in the description if you would love even more recommendations, but here are 10 more that I would love to recommend. First, I have a mafia romance. This is Silent Lies by Neva Altaj. This is book number 8 in her series. In this one, we have a hero who is hard of hearing, and he gets in an arranged marriage with our heroine. I think they're from two rivaling mafia families, but they get an arranged marriage to unite them, and I think the heroine is sent to spy on him as well, but he knows the whole time, don't worry. I think he's deaf in one ear and he has some facial scars as well. Next, I have the first two books in the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. I only own Scarred, but I have read the first one as well. This is Hooked. That one is a Peter Pan retelling. These are like dark Disney retellings. So first number one is a Peter Pan retelling, is about Wendy getting with Hook, but Hook doesn't know that that is his greatest rival who has literally tried to kill him's daughter. And when he finds out, he ends up kidnapping Wendy and kind of like almost torturing her in a sense to reveal all of her father's secrets. And like he's adamant that she was there to spy on him and like get with him to spy on him, and she has no idea what's going on in her father's life, has no idea what's going on, and she is absolutely terrified. And then I also have Scarred. So Scarred is in the title. Our hero is Scarred. This is a retelling of The Lion King with our Scar character getting with the heroine who is destined to be with our Mufasa character. So yeah, he is the spare heir essentially, and he is adamant that his brother is not deserving of the throne, so he's gonna ruin his reign. And part of that is by seducing his fiance, who is our heroine. And yeah, there's like some dark twisted bits in here. If you want dark romances, you have to pick these up. Also, if you love Disney, like, why wouldn't you pick these up? If you want a historical, I have The Bachelor Bargain by Madison Michaels. The heroine is our scarred character. She has scars up and down her legs. She had I believe an injury, or she was born with it. I'm not 100% accurate, but she also walks with a cane that has like when she like presses a button, a sword comes out also. So it's so cool. Anyway, she and her friends run this society of like women's papers, kind of like Lady Whistledown, exposing like secrets from high men in society who are awful men, but they're very powerful. And she convinces the hero, who is the bastard of Baker Street, a notorious gambling den owner, to become a silent partner and like funding the paper that she's writing to like expose these men and these two fall in love. And then there's people out to kill like both of them also for respective reasons. So yeah, it's really good. Another romance with like a gambling den owner hero is Dreaming of You by Lisa Kleypas. The heroine is a writer. She actually has like a pen name, and she wants to write a book that has a like gambling den setting, and she bumps into Derek Craven, our hero, who is our scarred character, by the way, ends up bumping into him in the streets and actually ends up saving his life, and is like, I would love to come to your establishment. And she's like this straight-laced button-up lady with spectacles and like a notebook. She's like, I'd love to come to your place, your gambling den, and do some research. And at first he's like, no, like that, like you don't belong there, like you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. But he eventually agrees. This one is so good. Like, people love Derek Craven for a reason. So he's our scarred, tortured hero with a damaged past. I have this one by Kate Bateman. This is A Reckless Match. This is a family rivals romance. So these two families have been at war for years. Like, not physically at war, but like they don't like each other, and they've been fighting over this piece of land that's in between them for so long. Anyway, I think the king, someone of high ranking, ends up like coming up with this agreement of like, okay, this land's gonna belong to no one. And I think at the beginning of every year or month, I can't recall, one person from each family has to meet on this specific day at this spot at this time, and if someone from the respective family does not show up, they forfeit the land to the other people forever. These two characters, our hero and heroine, have been chosen to be the meetup people this year, and they haven't seen each other in years, and feelings spark and arrives between them, even though they're family rivals. Like, they cannot be together, their families would not approve. So very, very, very scandalous for them. I have Meet Me at the Anvil by Kate Pryor. This one is a historical novella. The heroine is actually about to marry her fiance, and she ends up fainting down like when she's at down at the end of the aisle, and she has a fainting condition, and they don't know why she faints. I kind of think she has POTS. I feel that, totally feel that. But she wakes up to her husband kind of like laughing over her, and she's like, that's it, I'm not marrying this guy, he obviously just wants to make fun of me. And she ends up running away, becoming a runaway bride. She finds someone chasing her down who is the best man at the wedding, and he might be secretly in love with her and helps her escape the wedding and become a runaway bride. This one's grand, this one's great. I think the hero is our scarred character, if I'm not mistaken. I have 2 Cassie Mint novellas. This is Coldwood, which is a Red Riding Hood retelling, essentially. That's all there is to it. The hero is the scarred character in that one. And then I also have Swapped Bride, which is a romance where our heroine is the identical twin to a woman who is getting in an arranged marriage, I think with a prince or a very rich man, if I'm not mistaken. The sister does not show up to the engagement party where these 2 people are actually going to meet for the first time. It's an arranged marriage. She takes her sister's place. I either think she wears a veil or puts makeup over her scars, but her face is scarred, and she ends up meeting her sister's fiance pretending to be her sister, and ends up like falling for him, and he falls for her. And when the sister finally shows up, he's like, whoa, this is not the woman that I met earlier, like what is going on? So he's trying to figure out what happened, and finds out that she may or may not have a twin. And lastly, I have Franor by Honey Phillips. This one is my favorite book in the 7 Brides for 7 Alien Brothers series, which is a alien romance series that is just like cozy, wintry alien romances you need to pick up that takes place on an ice planet. Franor is the brother that we have not really seen a lot of because he's very much a recluse, keeps to himself. That is because he got injured in war, and he has some cybernetic limbs and scars on his body, and he feels very self-conscious about that. And people have been scared of him before, have like visibly screamed in front of him. They've been scared of him. So he decides to lurk in the shadows and not be around any of the human women because he doesn't want to scare them. But then one of his brothers decides to drop one off that he kidnapped on his brother's doorstep right before a snowstorm. So they're kind of stuck in this cabin together, and he keeps to the shadows and makes sure that she does not see him because he does not want to scare her in any way. But our heroine, I think her name's Franny, she is the town chef, ends up actually falling for him anyway, even without seeing him. And it's so stinking cute. I love this one so much. Anyways, there you have it. Those are 10 romances with scarred characters. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books or if you plan to. And if you don't feel like commenting anything else, you can leave me. What emoji should we do? Let's do a cow emoji. I see a cow over there, a cow stuffed animal. Let's put a cow emoji in the comment section down below. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I will see y'all soon in my next one. Bye y'all.